Hey, Grace House Churches. Hopefully you've enjoyed dinner and now you have a conversation ahead of you on Jesus saying, I am the bread of life. So whether you're a follower of Jesus or not, or you go to church or you're new to this whole thing, there are these lists that are created of the most influential people in history. And Jesus is always at the top of the list. It can't seem to get away from this person in history, whether it's on magazine covers or TV shows or even other world religions. Everybody has thoughts about Jesus. And so for the next 7 weeks, we're talking through the I am statements of Jesus, where he tells us who he is in his own words. In John chapter 6, after the feeding of the 5,000 and walking on water, the crowd catches him on the other side of the lake and they connect with him and they want another miracle and they want more bread. And Jesus tells them, what you're seeking is temporary filling. I can offer you eternal filling. They were seeking bios, which is like material life. He says, I can offer you zoe, eternal life. And they don't quite understand that, so they start talking about, in the wilderness, our ancestors gave us, God gave them manna from heaven. And then in John chapter 6, in the middle, Jesus says, I am the bread of life. I am the new bread from heaven. What happened in the Old Testament with God rescuing people and providing for them is what I'm doing now here. And so this claim is huge. He does three things. He says, I know your deepest need. I can satisfy your deepest need. And I can also offer you eternal salvation. So when Jesus says, I'm the bread of life, he's communicating that you and I have an angst inside of us that nothing in the world can fill. That we have a yearning inside of us that can only be satisfied by a relationship with him. And not only does that work in the earthly sense, that relationship with Jesus is the eternal salvation that we're also seeking. Now, this is a bold claim. This is why C.S. Lewis said Jesus is either a liar, a lunatic, or the Lord, because this is a madman talking, or this is the Son of God providing for us the rescue we need, the provision we need, and the promised land that is on the way. So he offers that to us, eternal salvation, earthly satisfaction. But the question is, do we want that? Do we believe that? Because we have these other things. We think that losing weight will make us happy, a better job, a better car, a better life, all these other things will make us happy. And Jesus says those things spoil. They're not bad, they're just not eternal. And so I hope in the conversation we can have now is we can be honest about what's satisfying us. The invitation for the digital fast for all of us as a church to take 40 days to make our smartphones dumb is really an invitation to stop looking to your phone to satisfy. Stop looking to notifications to satisfy or validation online to satisfy, but rather look to Jesus to give you what you need. So as our distraction decreases and our devotion increases, how do we stop looking at our phone to satisfy, but rather look to Jesus so that he can be our earthly satisfaction?